I don't want my child in the system, so it's okay if I don't file a PSA, right? This is a question I am going to answer today. I'm Jacqueline. This is Homeschool Hangout.xyz, and I am a veteran homeschooler of 17 years, and I make videos on how to homeschool, focused mostly in California, legally, easily, and calmly. I make videos to offer you clarity and peace. If you like that, thumbs up, subscribe, all that. I get asked this every so often, and I've got to be honest, it always kind of just gobsmacks me because I'm such a rule follower, it would never dawn on me. But over the years, I've done a decent amount of research on this. And first and foremost, yes, you have to file. You can't just not have your child in a legal school. And one of the arguments I've gotten to this is, but I am homeschooling them. I'm doing all the stuff. It's not like I'm not educating them. Or, I mean, what's really going to happen? And, okay, so let's talk nuts and bolts. Should I start with the scary part or just the law part? Let's go with the law part first. The law part is compulsory education, which is they have to go to school, is the law of California. Specifically, the law is actually that they have to go to a public school in the state of California. Now, there are exemptions to that. And homeschooling or private schooling in California is that exemption. So in some ways you have to change your thinking. We are doing something out of the norm. We are doing an exemption. And that is, we comply with Education Code 33190 to have a at-home private school. Okay? And I'm looking at some education code over here, and it says, in order the child is being homeschooled to be exempt from the from the compulsory education laws under California Education Code 48222. So there is an actual education code that says they are expected to be in school, public school, unless you do one of these things. And you kind of go, okay, fine, that's what it is. If I get caught, what is the problem? I'll just file it then. But otherwise, I've kept my child out of the system. And there is a little bit of truth to that. If nobody ever notices, if nothing, your school may not exist if they go back and look at school records in the state of California. And so if your kid wants to go to a trade school, the military, all of those things, there may be issues. But to be honest, they don't usually check the officialness of a school. But you could get reported. Now, what do I mean when reported? That somebody's going to know you don't file your PSA? No, I don't mean that. But if there's ever any issues and the sheriff shows up at your door, knock, 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 we hear you got a kid who's not in school. Now, what I would do as a private homeschooler in the state of California is like, they were mistaken. Here, let me show you my affidavit, which has none of my children's information on it other than their grade and that they exist. It doesn't even have their name. And then the sheriff goes, oh, well, that's all cleared up. I'll let them know. And they leave. No harm, no foul. If you don't have a PSA, you don't have anything legally exempting them from being in public school, things can get dicey. And what do I mean by that? So I'm using the words from a law firm here in California, and it says, you may face fines and criminal charges if you allow a child to skip school or otherwise fail to promote the value of education. Now, that's really sounding fancy, but this is assuming your kid's in public school. You can face, for child truancy from public school, you can face up to a year in jail and a fine of $2,500. And you go, oh, well, if I ever get caught, $2,500, a year fine, that's fine. I can handle that. Okay, one, I don't have a lot of extra $2,500, nor an extra year that I want to spend in jail laying around. But let's say you're fine with that. This is something that can launch a Child Protective Services or Department of Child Health and Safety investigation after you, and you could lose your children. You as a parent in the state of California are required to provide certain things. And one of those is making sure your child gets an education. And if you are homeschooling without any PSA, without any umbrella, without anything, you legally are not having your child be educated. And that can be grounds to have your child taken. Now, can you fight it? Can you do other things? Yes. But if you are not filing a PSA because you don't want the state of California and your child to be interconnected, or you don't want your child somewhere registered in a system, you are going to have your child registered in the system I never want my kids near, which is Child and Family Services, the family courts, having to have the government oversee you. So play it safe. Spend the 15 minutes it takes to file your PSA. You can do it as early as August 1st, as late as October 15th, and it's super easy. If you don't know what it takes to legally, independently homeschool in California, there will be a link to that hopefully in the eye, and I will talk to you guys more about it later. Seriously, don't play the game, just file the PSA. Or find an umbrella. I promise it isn't onerous and your child's not some weird master list. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.